Hi there, this is Brandon Whitcher from W Real Estate in Hooksett, New Hampshire. Thank you for watching How to Buy a House. Now, I have a lot of people that contact me and say, I want to buy a house, but I have nowhere to begin. So hopefully this video will be able to give you the guidance you need to successfully start the process and purchase your first home. First thing you're going to want to do is find a realtor you can trust. Now, this may not be one of your close friends that just got their license a week ago. Purchasing a home is one of the largest investments you'll make in your entire life. Now, you're going to want to work with somebody that knows the market and has the experience to get you from the start to the finish line. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is speak with that realtor and have them analyze your needs. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions and find out exactly what you're looking for, when you're looking to purchase, and approximately how much you want to spend. Now, at this point, you're going to want to find a mortgage broker or a lender to get pre-qualified. Now, the pre-qualification process will let you know exactly how much you can afford. There are a lot of different options out there from credit unions, lenders, and mortgage brokers. I always suggest using somebody local. It's always best if we get in a pinch, we're able to pick up the phone or walk into their office to find out what's going on. A lot of the internet banks, they may have the best rates, but if something doesn't go as planned and they start avoiding our phone calls, we may get stuck. So it's best to work with somebody local. Next, we're going to want to search for some properties. Now, you may have already started this. There's a lot of different internet sites where you're able to search for properties. There's some right on our website. We have a good IDX feed that allows you to search for properties right on wrealestateh.com. And then there's Zillow, Realtor.com, and about 100 different websites where you can search for properties. Next, you're going to want to go to some open houses. I suggest going to almost every open house that you see. Get an idea of exactly what you want. You may not want to take something off your list, a type of house, until you've actually been in it to make sure that you know exactly how it flows. And some people will say, I don't want a split level ranch, and then they end up purchasing a split level ranch. So visit lots of houses, as many as you can, just to get the feel for the houses and find out, how much that house is and how far your money will take you. If there's no open houses available, contact your realtor to set up some showings. Now, your realtor will have the ability to schedule the showings, and you'll have a private showing for that property. Some properties do have assisted showings, so the listing agent may be present, but most of the time in southern New Hampshire, it is a single broker showing, so you'll be there along with your agent, and you'll be able to speak freely about the property while you're there. Now, once you find a house that you like, have your realtor run the numbers on it. Make sure that the house is not overpriced. Unfortunately, right now, it is a seller's market, so most houses are selling very quickly, and they're selling at or above list price. But you won't know if the house is priced properly until your realtor runs the numbers. They will look at the market, find out what has sold and what is similar listed on the market. Now, right now, most things are selling above asking, but have your realtor look into it before you make an offer. Once you figured out how much you should offer, your realtor is going to write up the purchase and sale agreement. Now, in New Hampshire, your realtor is doing all this work for you. The purchase and sale agreement has a lot of information in it, so a lot of times it will be an in-person meeting or a phone call to discuss all the different terms in the contract. And once all those terms have been agreed upon, you will sign the document. This time, the purchase and sale agreement will be sent to the listing agent. The seller now will have to respond to the offer. If it just got listed, there's a good chance that the seller may not respond to your offer right away. They may want to wait till after a long weekend of showings to receive multiple offers and then they're going to accept the highest and best offer, whichever one that they choose. The seller does ultimately get there to make that decision. Once your offer does get accepted, at this point you will deliver the earnest money deposit check. Now your earnest money does go towards the purchase of the house. The earnest money check will be held at the listing agent broker's office in an escrow account. That money will stay there until we get to the closing table. Next, we're going to want to schedule any inspections that you choose to do on the property. These may be home inspections, septic inspections, radon, water test, whichever you choose to do, and you have written in the purchase and sale agreement, this is your time to schedule those inspections. And we're going to want to schedule them quick because you usually only have about 7 to 10 days to get the response back to the seller. Now this is to schedule the inspection, to do the inspection, to get the results of the inspection, and then make a decision as to what we want to do. If we want to ask for repairs, or if the house is fine, we have to let the seller know within usually about 7 to 10 days. So scheduling the inspections right away is very important. Your next step is going to be to select a title company. Now depending on who your lender is, you may or may not have the option to choose who the title company is. The title company is who's going to be handling the closing for your property. If you work with a credit union, they may have a set closer on staff that will be doing your closing, so you don't get that option. But most times you will be able to select who's going to be the title company for the closing. The title company is going to do the title exam, make sure that there's no issues with title, and they're going to offer you insurance. Lender insurance if there's a lender, and owner's insurance as well. And it's always a good idea to have that owner's insurance because if there are any issues that they've missed, that owner's title insurance will protect you. Next is going to be the loan commitment. Once the appraisal has happened on the property and the lender has all the details they need, they'll send it to underwriting for approval. Once it gets approved, you'll have loan commitment. There's a date in the purchase and sale agreement that you need to have the loan commitment completed by. This is usually one of the last contingencies in the purchase and sale agreement. Then you will receive a clear to close. Next, we're going to want to schedule the closing time and place. Most times the closing place will be at the title company itself or the listing or selling broker's office. That time and place does get negotiated between the buyer and the seller, but like I said, most times it's at one of those places. Next, you're going to want to schedule your final walkthrough. At the final walkthrough, this is where you will be able to take one last look before you close on the property to make sure it's in the condition that you expect it to be in, and the same or better condition than it was when you initially saw it or when you saw it at the inspection process. Here's where you're going to want to turn the water on, make sure that the hot water is working, inspect the utilities, make sure the heat or the AC is working, and go through the property and make sure that the homeowner did not forget any items inside the house. If there were any repair items, you're going to want to check to make sure that those repair items were completed as agreed upon. Next, we're going to close on the property. At this point, we'll go to the closing place and we will sign our side as the buyer side, and then the seller signs their side. Currently, we're doing split closings at most places, so the buyers go in first, we'll sign their half, the sellers will go in after, sign their half, and then we'll meet again after and be able to exchange keys. At that time, you've officially purchased the property and you're on your way home.